everyone, and to my lecturer, Madam Aizrin. Today, I will be discussing the changes in working requirements after pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a turning point in how we work and how organizations acquire talent. This presentation will dive into these shifts, covering the transition to remote work, new challenges in hiring, and the role technology plays in this evolving landscape. The COVID-19 pandemic marked a turning point for work environments worldwide, triggering a transformation in how, where, and when people work. Practically overnight, remote work went from being a flexible option to a necessary mode of operation for countless organizations. This rapid shift pushed organizations to rethink their traditional office models, adopting new flexible approach such as hybrid work, which combines both remote and on-site options. These changes did not just affect where people work, they reshape what employees expect from their jobs, including increased autonomy, flexibility, and a better work-life balance. As a result, organizations are facing new challenges and opportunities in recruiting and retaining talent. In many industries, remote and hybrid work options have become a baseline expectation rather than a bonus, fundamentally altering the landscape of work and employee satisfaction. This shift is compelling for the organizations to adopt more agile and people-centered strategies to remain competitive and attract top talent in this new era. Impact of the pandemic on working requirement. The first one is remote and hybrid work models. One of the most transformative changes brought on by the pandemic has been the shift toward remote and hybrid work models. In the pandemic's early days, remote work was a necessity, a quick adaptation to ensure business continuity. But over time, it evolved from a temporary measure to a fundamental aspect of modern work culture. Now, many companies that previously required employees to be in the office 5 days a week have embraced more flexible arrangement as a long-term strategy. These policies offer employees the option to work from home, at least part-time, enabling a better work-life balance and for many, improved productivity. The shift not only accommodates changing employee expectation but has also become an essential element in attracting and retaining talent in today's competitive job market. Number 2, technology-driven recruitment. As organizations shifted to remote work, recruitment and onboarding processes had to undergo rapid transformation. The traditional model, where candidates attended multiple in-person interviews and spent their first days in office environment, quickly became unfeasible. In response, companies have adopted digital tools such as virtual interview platforms, video conferencing, and onboarding software to bridge the gap. Virtual interviewing allows companies to access candidates remotely and has significantly broadened the talent pool, enabling organizations to consider candidates from regions that were previously out of reach. Moreover, these digital tools have streamlined the recruitment process, making it more efficient and adaptable to the needs of both employers and candidates in a remote-first world. Number 3, skills shift. The shift to remote work has also redefined the skills that are prioritized in today's job market. Previously, technical skills specific to each role often took precedence, but now, with many employees working independently and relying heavily on digital communication, skills like digital literacy, adaptability, and self-management are increasingly essential. Proficiency with digital tools is now a basic requirement for many roles, as employees need to communicate, collaborate, and solve problems effectively from remote locations. Furthermore, Furthermore, the ability to adapt to changing circumstances and manage one's time effectively has become invaluable, as remote work often blurs the boundaries between professional and personal life. These skills not only support individual productivity but are essential for fostering team cohesion and driving success in a flexible, distributed work environment. Next, current challenges and changes in talent acquisition. The first one, challenges in sourcing talent. One of the biggest challenges in today's talent acquisition landscape is sourcing candidates who are not only qualified but also capable of thriving in a remote work environment. The skills required for remote work success go beyond technical expertise. Candidates now need to demonstrate qualities like self-motivation, adaptability, and strong communication skills. Remote work demands a high level of independence, as employees often operate without direct supervision and must be able to manage their time and tasks effectively on their own. As a result, recruiters are placing a greater emphasis on these soft skills, actively screening for traits that support autonomy, reliability, and proactive communication. This shift has added new layers to the recruitment process, with many organizations adjusting their assessment and interview technique to identify candidates who are best suited to succeed in flexible work settings. Number 2. Retention strategies. The pandemic-driven shift to flexible work has not only impacted recruitment but has also transformed retention strategies. Employees today are increasingly prioritizing work-life balance, flexibility, and job satisfaction, which means that companies need to adapt to meet this expectation if they want to retain top talent. Offering remote or hybrid work options is becoming a baseline requirement rather than a perk, and companies are also exploring flexible work hours and more customizable schedules to support their employees' unique needs. These adjustments not only improve employee satisfaction but also boost productivity and engagement, as people are more likely to stay committed to organizations that respect their personal lives and foster a healthy balance. In a competitive job market, companies that ignore these evolving priorities risk losing skilled employees to more adaptable employers. Point number 3, DEI, which stands for Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Initiatives. Alongside changes in work environments, the shift to remote work has opened up new opportunities to strengthen diversity, equity and inclusion efforts. With geographical limitations reduced, organizations now have the chance to attract talent from a much broader and more diverse pool, including candidates from different regions, backgrounds, and experience. This broader reach can be a significant advantage in building diverse teams, yet it also requires a concerted effort to create a culture where all employees feel included, valued, and connected, regardless of where they are located. Developing inclusive practices in a remote environment is not without its challenge. Companies need to implement intentional DEI strategies such as virtual team building activities, mentorship programs, and open channels for feedback to foster a cohesive and supportive environment. By focusing on these initiatives, organizations can create a more equitable workplace that celebrates diversity and supports the success of all employees. Now, let's look into the role of technology and digital transformation. The first one is the use of AI and automation. Technology has played a transformative role in talent acquisition. Many organizations are now leveraging artificial intelligence to streamline recruitment tasks, from resume screening to initial candidate assessment. AI helps reduce time spent on these tasks and can even offer more objective evaluations of candidate suitability. And number 2 is the virtual training and onboarding. Onboarding also has gone digital. Virtual onboarding platforms and online training programs have become the norm, allowing new employees to start and adapt to their roles remotely. This ensures that even in a distributed workforce, employees receive a consistent introduction to the organization's culture and values. Let's look at the real-world example of Google. The first one, hybrid work model. Google introduced a flexible hybrid work model, allowing employees to split their time between working from the office and working remotely. The model was designed to give employees more control over their work environment while still promoting in-person collaboration. Number 2. Investment in office space and wellness. Google redesigned and upgraded its office space to support collaborative work and accommodate a hybrid workforce. The company also introduced a wellness-focused amenities such as outdoor work areas, quiet zones, and increased health and safety measures to make returning to the office as comfortable as possible. Number 3. Enhanced remote onboarding and training. Google expanded its onboarding and professional development programs for remote employees, incorporating virtual mentorship, online resources, and remote team building activities. This ensured that new hires and remote workers felt connected, supported, and prepared to succeed regardless of their location. In summary, the pandemic has permanently reshaped working requirements, making remote work, digital literacy, and flexibility essential. Organizations now face new challenges in sourcing and retaining talent, but are meeting these needs with innovative strategies like embracing technology for remote recruitment and creating inclusive virtual workspace. Moving forward, as work requirements to continue to evolve, organizations that can adapt and remain agile will be the most successful. Flexibility, commitment to employee well-being, and a strategic embrace of technology will be critical for future success in talent acquisition. Thank you for listening, and I hope this presentation offered valuable insight to the evolving landscape of talent acquisition post-pandemic.